Open up this closet and I look down and I see two impressions in the carpet. And my first instinct is, those look like footprints, but nobody's standing there. Here are three of the strangest things to happen to me during my real estate career. The first strange thing that happened to me during my real estate career was actually at an open house. I think it was probably my second or third open house ever. This one stands out because everything was going fine. People are coming in and out. Must have had 30 or 40 people come through this open house. And a family comes in, very nice people. They're talking to me, asking me questions about the house, being very chummy with me. And they had a baby in a car seat that they were carrying around with them. And they're looking at me and asking me questions, talking to me. And then they set the baby down in the car seat and then they just leave. I don't mean leave like go into the next room. I mean, they went outside and were touring other homes. This house was new construction, so there was a lot of new builds that were open to the public that day. They didn't say, hey, do you mind if we leave our kid here for a few seconds while we go look around? Nope, just set him down, walked away. And I remember thinking to myself, they're lucky that it was me. Comment below, would you leave your kid unattended with a stranger you just met? Willing to bet the answer is no. The next thing that pops into my mind is memorable moments. Happened when I was showing two clients of mine, they're my friends now. A young couple, they had a baby on the way, baby girl. And I'm showing them a place in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. This place was really nice. It was like an acre and a quarter. It was a log cabin type of home, had a rustic feel about it, which I like a lot. We pull up to this house and the curb appeal is great. And there's a pen out back with a little pot-bellied pig, and the thing comes up to the fence, sniffing us. I'm patting it on the head like a dog, very sweet animal. And they're like, wow, this place is great. We haven't even gotten to the inside yet. So then we go inside. And keep in mind, this showing was happening during the summer. So it was about 85, 90 degrees out. It was pretty hot. And I'm telling you, we went into this place and it had to have been 95 or 100 degrees in this house. That's what it felt like. It was much hotter on the inside than it was on the outside. I thought it was weird because they had a central air unit outside. And then I go inside and they have window units as well. But I'm like, hey, I told my clients they got central air. Disclosure doesn't say it's not working. So let's keep looking around. So we are almost done with our tour. We've seen the basement, seen the main floor. Now we're upstairs looking at the final two bedrooms. We haven't seen any pets inside the house up until this point. And we open this bedroom door. It's a little girl's room. Very clean, well staged. There's little crayon drawings. One thing that stood out is in this bedroom, they had a big terrarium full of white rats. I remember thinking, rabbits, guinea pigs. I had a hamster, so, 6 white rats. A little excessive for my taste, but no big deal. So I thought. With one bedroom left. We get to the door, and on the door, in a handwritten note, it says, please shut this door behind you. Okay, fair enough. I open the door, I go first, and lining the walls, floor to ceiling, were terrariums of Burmese pythons, boa constrictors, rattlesnakes. I'm talking 9, 10-foot snakes. My buyers are like, they're freaking out. They're like, what is this? It just clicked. The humidity, the heat in the house, the mice. That was exactly why those two things were in this house, to take care of these snakes. Thinking, this little girl's raising these mice to feed them to her snakes. I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, we finished up the showing. My buyers didn't talk much after that. And they ended up not making an offer on that place. They didn't tell me that it was the snakes, but I can't help but think that's probably why. Last weird occurrence that happened to me was at a showing in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. Real quick, full disclosure, this is going to touch on death and suicide. So if you're squeamish about that, I apologize. It's not meant to upset you. This actually happened to me, and I'm just telling the story. I was showing this little tiny 2-bed, 1-bath house, really cute house, rancher. Had less than 1,000 square feet. Really good location, but it was a foreclosure. I got there first. I was meeting my client there. With foreclosure properties, the utilities are usually off. They're winterized, so there's not a lot of options for light in there. I try and get there a little early so I can, open up all the bedroom doors, open any window treatments that are left. And I remember seeing the carpet in this place. And those of you that have helped your grandparents move furniture, you know that the furniture hasn't moved in 10 or 15 years. So when you move the furniture, the carpet is compressed. The carpet's been smushed down along with the foam underneath it. You can tell exactly what they had there. So I could see where the coffee table was. I could see where the recliners were. And the second thing I noticed was the living room had paneling on all 4 walls. If you've ever been inside a 70s basement, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And then I'm looking around the living room, and I see this one section of the wall that Looked like it had a couple chunks missing out of it, and I said, that's weird. But you know, foreclosures, you get squatters, you get people vandalizing all the time. So I'm looking at it, and you can see through the wall, and you can see the siding on the outside of the house. And the more I'm looking at it, you can see where there's a big chunk missing out of the wall, and then there's little clusters of tiny little holes. And I said to myself, that looks like birdshot. Looks like somebody fired a shotgun into this wall, but it was angling up. You could see where the pellets trailed off up to the ceiling. I said, whatever. I'm opening up what's left of the curtains, try and get some light in there. And I go to the last bedroom. I'm getting the goosebumps just talking about this. I'm in the office by myself right now, and this part's giving me the heebie-jeebies. But I open up the closet in the last bedroom, and remember what I said about the furniture and the carpet? You can tell where it's been compressed. I open up this closet, and I look down, and I see two impressions in the carpet. And my first instinct is, those look like footprints, but nobody's standing there. I looked down. I didn't really look at them too long, but enough to think that that's what they look like. And like out of a movie, my client gets there, knocks on the door. So I, leave the closet doors open, and I go out and meet him at the door. So I bring him through, and we're talking. I'm making notes how much he thinks he's going to need to invest in this place so we can get an idea, because he's going to renovate it, and then I'm going to list it for him and sell it. That's the plan. And then I get back to that bedroom, and the impressions in the carpet are gone. They're not there anymore. I'm telling you, man, it was weird. It was really, really weird. I didn't say anything to my buyer. I didn't think he'd believe me, and I didn't want to alarm him. So we left, and then we actually ended up coming back on a separate day. He wanted to take a second look, and we're out front talking about it. He's eyeing up the roof, and I'm talking about some of the little things like siding and paint. A neighbor from across the street comes over and starts talking to us. He says, hey, how's it going? Hey, looking to buy the place? Nice guy. And he goes, do you know what happened? My buyer and I are like, no. Well, what happened? He says, there was a woman that used to live there. She had a husband and kids, and apparently the husband cheated on her, took the kids, and moved to a different state. And the woman just didn't leave for whatever reason. And he said that she ended up taking her own life one night. To this day, I can't confirm and I can't deny. I can't help but wonder, was that the ghost of that woman standing in the closet? But okay, guys, those were 3 of the strangest things that have happened to me in my real estate career. They aren't the only 3, that's for sure. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate your time. If you like this video or you got some value out of it, please like and subscribe. Those subscriptions and those likes go a long way. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.